Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn, and welcome to the channel. We have some more reaction content for you, and today we are going to be checking out the official gameplay trailer of Century Age of Ashes. This game was originally showed off at the Game Awards last year, 2020, the 2020 Game Awards. And it kind of just came and went in a flash. Like, I think the trailer for it, of like the official announcement or the teaser trailer or whatever it was maybe like 45 seconds long. And maybe it was even included as like part of a montage. It was like, oh, that could be cool, and it's gone. And so we now have a 3-minute official gameplay trailer, which is, I'm going to call this more like the actual trailer, because that trailer before was just so little. But it did catch a lot of attention because from what we could tell, the game is you fly around on dragons and fight other people on dragons while riding a fucking dragon. It's Ace Combat, but instead of F-14s, you're flying goddamn dragons. And people were like, that sounds fucking cool. I want to fight people on a dragon. Hells yeah, dragons, dog. But then that's all we got, though, was just like, it was literally like 30 seconds of dragons, you're on them, shooting fireballs, yeah, and the trailer's over. I'm people, that sounds awesome, I like dragons, see? But the trailer was so little, so we have more now. We have more. There's now more of this game to see, and hopefully this gives us not just a better idea of like what the game is at its core, because I'm calling it a dogfighter game, but where you fly a dragon. I could be completely fucking wrong, but it'll also give us an idea of if it actually looks good or not. So without further ado, let's begin. Playwing.
Welcome to Century Age of Ashes. Engage in multiplayer airborne skirmishes where the line between life and death is drawn with fire.
So cheesy.
The early
Oh my
access
God.
version features 3 playable classes, all with a distinct power and 2 additional abilities that you can select depending on your strategy.
Hold on, look at this Dr. Doom looking motherfucker. Look at this person. Oh my God. Anyway.
Phantoms can cloak in an instant to escape a chase or set up a nice kill. Use the blast to disrupt your enemy's movement or set up explosive traps with the mine. Wind guards shield their teammates from harm by rushing to their side. They can use the blast or deploy poisonous smokes to drive off foes and cover a tactical retreat. Relentless marauders mark and track down their fleeing enemies. Use gusts to escape projectiles or numb your prey with impairing frost bolts. Combine these various classes to rule the skies in 3 exclusive
Is this in
game
VR?
modes.
I don't think so.
In Carnage, each point you grant your team by killing an enemy increases your bounty level, thus making you a more valuable target.
VR sounds like
Thrust the Drake Piercer
vomit
for
simulator.
a one-shot frag, or unleash the Berserk's Wraith to claim victory. Survival mode is a 3-teams battle in which triumph goes to the last one standing. Only your allies can respawn you by carrying your soul back to your base camp.
Sick.
Finally, pick up the flag in Gates of Fire and pass through 8 gates positioned across the field. Escape your enemies to secure the lead in this lightning-fast confrontation. Epic game modes call for epic battlefields.
And you've shown us
Hunt
one.
down your foes through the splendid sceneries of the Hunevat Lake, or in the rugged barrens of the Aldrun Sanctuary. And if you do not feel like risking your scales in a full-on battle quite yet, the Fjolnar Basin will provide a perfect arena for beginners. Now is the ideal time to join the fight, as the game's content will soon expand to include new maps, classes, and modes, with unique rewards awaiting early warriors. Century Age of Ashes takes flight in April, so make sure to answer the call of dragons.
Okay. So to unintentionally, for the second closed beta, interesting, to unintentionally grab a pun, they're playing with fire here. because they're wanting to do this like arena style battle game. Okay. Here's where the problem could exist, and there's a lot of times that this happens. So they have these game modes, right? They have survival, Gates of Fire, and what was the other one? Wasn't there 3? Maybe not. Was it just the 2? Survival, Gates of Fire. Maybe it was just the 2. Here's the problem, is that if they're going to pitch multiple game modes for an arena-style game, and this isn't like Call of Duty, right? It's not like where you can have a capture the flag, a domination, and a free-for-all, right? Like, that works for Call of Duty because Call of Duty did it. The problem becomes if one of these game modes is just drastically better than the other, then you will have an issue with the player base, because they will just want to play one game mode and not the other one. And if something then needs them to play the other one for one reason or another, that can become very problematic. And if one is more fun, that's like the best worst scenario, because if you can only queue up for one, then that's fine, but understand the other one's just going to die. And they're talking about this live service approach to it, of like new maps and things like that, which isn't bad. Like, live service is not necessarily a bad thing, but if you do it wrong, your game's just going to die. And we've seen this a lot, where people like get this idea of they think that they know what's best for their game without listening to feedback. And this is true for any game, but I feel like this game is at such... It's already at such a risky tipping point because of what it is. Like, it's kind of it's not necessarily niche, but you're not going to be pulling hordes of people into this game. Like, you could build up to a very healthy player base, but this isn't a game that I expect to open up to just automatically having 1 million players. It's going to have to build its way up, because there's not a whole lot of things like this, because it's not even really functioning the same way as the comparison I made at the beginning with, like, Ace Combat. I didn't expect it to. I mean, you're using dragons, right? But it's relatively in that same vein. It's like if we took Ace Combat and added it like Overwatch hero battle elements and shoved them into one game. Could be good, could be really bad. It looks cool, but I feel like it's a very risky game. So it said it's on Steam, right? They said it's going to be on Steam. Is it already? Fuck, what's the name of this game? I actually already forgot, and we're doing this Century Age of Ashes. It's free to play? Is it actually free to play? Hang on. Will be free to play in early access, and there's no plans for that to change at full launch. There'll be cosmetics, which can be unlocked through play or via purchase, and the availability of these may change. Okay. They already had their first beta test on Steam. Yeah, and apparently you can sign up to the second one. Free to play is good though. The problem with free to play then becomes like you need to make money, and I'm not saying that companies don't need to make money. Jesus Christ. But your monetization can still make or break a game in its entirety. So who's the developer? Have you made anything else, Playwing? No, at least not that's on Steam. I wish them the best, and I'm absolutely on board to try this game, especially since it's free. Like, I mean, it's a risk-free trial, right? But in terms of what I expect from this game, I don't know. Purple dragon with unicorn rainbow fart clouds? Yeah, that's going to be a meme from the day one, essentially. Could be like Dead by Daylight and you pay for new dragons. You also have to pay for Dead by Daylight initially, though. So, I'm not sure. I don't feel like... Here's the other thing, like, this gameplay trailer, it's not bad, but I also don't feel like it showed us the core of the gameplay, because we saw what the 3 classes were and what the abilities are and the game modes, and we just kind of have to infer how all that translates into the base gameplay itself, which we don't really get a great idea of. It looks like we have some sort of targeting mechanic and some sort of boost mechanic. There's no real good UI showing. Oh yeah, there is controller controls down there. I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to use either one. If it's releasing on Steam, I don't expect that they would force you to use a controller. They might highly recommend it, like Hades did. Hades, when it came out, like they're like, you can play it on mouse and keyboard, but we strongly recommend that you use a controller. And they were right. So we'll see what happens in terms of the actual controls on this. I'm glad that they showed more, and because it does mean that they're at least willing to show off their game. I felt like in the initial reveal at 2020 Game Awards that they showed so little that they felt like they needed to show us a small amount because they were worried about what they were showing, where I felt like they at least did a pretty good job of showcasing the game this time around. But I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical of it. But what did you think? What did you think, who's watching right now? Thank you for making it this far in the video. I appreciate you. If you saw the original trailer at the 2020 Game Awards, or this is your first introduction to Century Age of Ashes, what is your take on it? I'm definitely interested. I'm just skeptical. Like, I realize that I probably sound pretty harsh, and I'm not like, oh yeah, as we're closing out this video, and it's because of tempered interest is really where it is, of like, this looks cool, this could be a lot of fun, I want this to be fun and good, especially since it's free, right? But I don't want to get too excited because it could very well be terrible, or it could just die very quickly. Battleborn, still sad about your death. Yeah, so what did you think? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. If this is your first time seeing it, did this catch your attention? If you're revisiting it, if you were in, apparently this game had a closed beta already, and it has a second one going on. If you're in either of those, I would love to hear your thoughts about how you feel that this game is going, or how it was in its first closed beta. That'd be good feedback. I would love to have that information. I could look it up, but I'm in the middle of recording this video, so I'm not going to like peer through Google right now while we're on stream. So, you know, it is what it is. Speaking of stream, these reactions happen live on stream. We stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and the reactions happen after our regularly scheduled content on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You're more than welcome to join us. Some of these reactions are provided to us by the community. We have a channel dedicated to where you can drop trailers in our Discord server. There's a link to that down in the description, as well as everything else that I just mentioned. Love to see you there, or you're more than welcome to catch up with me on Twitter and tell me your thoughts there. But that is it, everybody. So there's more YouTube videos that you can watch. We also have that live stream that I just mentioned. I lost my train of thought. It's fine. I'm tired and hungry. We're going to get out of here. So if you do go watch one of the other videos, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy. Peace out.